Yeah, I guess it's the post-major chaos that we always experience.
And Arnold won the poll. Arnold beat Sly, which does make me feel bad to a degree, but I always like being correct over you.
Well, you know, it's the first of many polls. We'll do more. You know how it works. Can always correct that later on. Well, here we go. Dust2, the first map, picked by G2 to face off against ENCE. I think it's going to be a really fun game, this one. Sergey, actually a bit dangerous being that close with the Glocks, but he's got a lot of backup behind him and easily sniping away at Jackson. That's the first kill here of ESL 1 New York.
I like the fact that he just remained aggressive. They were toying with him, and look at the crossfire setup out towards long for ENCE as well. X7 baiting them in. There is one player, Ariel, just waiting right around the corner, and they both go down. Good take from G2. They have control of long, and they're going to press the issue as well. Kiyoshima dropped by Sunny.
So really good start here. The flash is coming through the smoke, but Lucky's there, just within range to take down Sunny. And that's before the bomb is even attempted, so that's hyper-aggressive out of ENCE. You might even question that part. Alu now playing a dangerous game, but he knows he has to make a bit of a play to bring it back. Jumping for the information. Oh, instantly taken down. And I think that kill is the last they needed. Kenny, yeah, they got him blocked in. Big quad kill for Kenny to start with.
I was going to say as well, is before that flank pop from middle, Amanek was just waiting for his time to pounce, and that was perfectly done. Pistol round to G2. Mac-10's picked up across the board for the French side. And a scout.
Yeah, but I mean, in the past I would have said Mac-10's on Dust2 long range, but now every pro is just a champion at shooting long range with him, and I don't know how.
Practice, I guess. Practice makes perfect. Good tag from Keo. Ooh, a follow-up as well, straight to the face. I think he even tagged Ariel through it. He's having a field day. Oh, this has got to be your dream when you have a scout just popping down mid. And now Kenny's going to get involved with that Mac-10. The AWP are going to get some bonus money. Keo is just going to rack him up. That is a really cool sequence for him.
Yeah, he's earned some sort of prize, hasn't he? One of those stupid flowers you get at the carnival or something. I don't know.
Well, at least like 20 tickets. We'll see like how many he can get towards the end of the day.
Exactly.
And then he can go get like his bouncy ball.
Little teddy bear.
Yeah.
Fun to see Keo back in action. One of those free agents that, you know, it's a mystery, wasn't it?
I mean, you hear some things swirling around, but like the question is always like, how true can they be, and like how accurate are they to their fullest degree? And then on top of that, it's just like, how much does it matter? The guy's a winner. Like he's gone to like every team that he's gone on, like to stand in for, has just done, you know, incrementally better than before he got to the roster. So he obviously adds something to these teams. Investment now from ENCE. They've got the rifles, fast-paced towards longs, as you would imagine, with the Mac-10s, wanting to get out and take map control. This is where it's going to be interesting to see, how do you manage on Dust2, now that you didn't upgrade any of these, to get close to the bomb sites against the M4s, against Alu's AWP.
I look at this beautiful double push over at the B bomb site from ENCE, X7 and Sergey. Checking out, not finding anybody. That push they just did, that execute. Chad actually, the previous tournament, I think it was down in France, broke that down super well. Worth going back and finding at some point. But yeah, just the getting into pit so early, a lot of the times you'll actually get there. Oh, they actually almost caught him there, Sergey. He's still going to be going down. And that's one way to win that fight with the Mac-10 up close. Jax, maybe that would have been the second way to do it. Now I think they're still in a lot of trouble here. But yeah, if you get down in the pit with that flashbang setup, you can actually catch CT players that are on the long corner, and they're not even aware that anyone is in pit.
Yeah, just really off guard, especially with all the flashbangs being bombarded. I think the tough part now is, yeah, they've salvaged an M4, but when you see Sergey pushed up all the way halfway to T-spawn, you're just like, we've lost so much map control, and you don't have any of the things needed to retake it. Can't go back with a scout and a Mac-10 and try and retake those upper B tunnels. It's just not going to work out. And now ENCE has all the information. X7 is going to follow up with the push. He's clearing out T-spawn. That's why you have Ariel and Alu both looking towards long. Sunny and X7 will combine for a big flank. So if G2, if this isn't just a clean hit, they're probably more than likely going to lose this round.
Well, through the smoke already, that is probably the worst way that it could have got started. Now they're getting shut down from long as well. No chance whatsoever here. Amanek, either way, he's going to be running out of bullets. We'll pick up a kill there, but still 3 men surviving for ENCE, and a big round out of the Finns. You like that?
Yeah, I mean, the upper B push was stellar, was great. And maybe it was because they knew there was Mac-10s on the board and they knew they'd maybe have an advantage there. But you could see just the M4s, no fear in taking those fights. Now we get the AK-47s out for the T side. Now we have the AWP on Kenny S. And the real game begins.
Kenny versus Alu. Not 100% clear who's going to be coming out on top of that one right now. Alu is definitely also very strong with that AWP. And just also one of those fearless players, which makes it so much more fun to watch. Pretty much the default setup from G2 at the beginning of this round, which I'm fine with.
Yeah, I think we'll be seeing a lot of defaults out of this side throughout this map. I think that'll probably be the most of the go-to. Amanek pressuring, some utility used in towards B. And just everyone looking for any measure of aggression out of this ENCE defense, and it's just not coming. Alu has a tough angle. A tough but often seen angle.
Yeah, I mean, it can be kind of tricky to flash someone off this angle, and in fact, he's waiting for the flashbang. Oh, there's a follow-up. That's such a little detail, but if they didn't throw that follow-up grenade, he's ready to peek and try and take that shot. And
likely gets one.
Yeah.
And then falls away safely. Well, now he's playing a really nice support position between the long defender, Aerial, and Pit. X7 inside the bomb site. That's a scary position, though, inside the site. Thankfully, G2 does not have any Molotovs to force him out. They do have some nades they can drop in barrage, but he should be able to have pretty much 1 to 2 clean fights around the edge of the smoke. And I can't believe Lucky's actually going out and leading this attack, considering he's the only player at long. But now he's got himself in a perfect lurk position.
Alu over by the car, still not smoked off, and that is a big problem with this offense here. A second kill now, looking for more, quick triple, and Alu absolutely guarding that spot. He needed to be flashed or smoked, or preferably both.
Yeah.
And none of that was happening here for the French side.
No, he had none of that pressure applied to him, none of that utility into his face. You're exactly right. That's what happens. He just punishes you, and while you're all focused on him, X7 just biding his time, and now he's upgraded to the Krieg out of an SMG, and G2 is out of money entirely. What do you think about that rumor change if it goes through, the Nexon Hunter? You like that on G2? I've never seen you remain that quiet after a question.
I just don't know. I'll be honest. There's even a part of this where I have to think, like, I actually don't know enough about Nexer and Hunter personality-wise to even say if it makes sense. For me, there's a whole long list of things that have to work out. My honest opinion is, if that goes through,
there finally,
you'll probably have like a really amazing honeymoon. And then there's going to be a really quick divorce. But I'd love to be wrong about that.
Who's taking 50% is the question.
Carlos, I would say. Well, pushing up is sunny, aggressive, even though they only have pistols on the side. Always one of those things where you said it could backfire, or you could really establish some dominance. Now he's oddly boxed in, and they've lost the AWP in the middle. This isn't exactly what they were looking for, though. They've recovered most of it. No, but I don't even mind. I think it's actually a really cool setup. I think they made just one mistake. I think Aerial on Catwalk should have been there to support Alu in lower B like a little bit quicker. You saw him come in late and do it, but and how effective that was. But if he was there to help Alu and remain safe, even if it's just throwing an HE, even if it's just throwing a flashbang, that could have made that so much stronger. Regardless, no real danger of losing it, but obviously losing a little bit more than they wanted. 3-2 lead for the Finns. Double up now on the CT side, which is, I mean, Dust2 classic, of course. Oh, actually did get that shot. No, that was Aerial somewhere else. Did he get knifed?
Yeah, he might have been, because he was in
boosting.
CT spawn. Yeah, he must have been. Or maybe, yeah, it had to have been a little shank, so that's not fun. Probably coming from Alu. Kenny S challenging in middle with his AWP as the smoke clears. Again, just another default out of G2 to open things up a little more cautious and slow. That's a good response, and it was close to tagging, it looked.
Yeah, that could have worked out. Now, if they can bait somebody into peeking against Kenny down there in the middle, that would be pretty good news. Still default kind of a setup here for G2, trying to learn early on what the defense is like. And I mean, what they know so far certainly is that they're not afraid to be aggressive ends. So then the default definitely could be a little bit of an upside, right? Well, nearly getting caught on that corner. In fact, they almost still have him, but thinking better about it, and Alu going to be falling back.
Yeah, they had to respect the possibility of some support on catwalk, so not turning the corner too quick. Also, you don't know if Alu's just posted up, even with the low HP, but that's mission accomplished for G2, force it back. It probably took more time than they would have liked. Starting to get down there with 38 seconds on the clock, but they're going to reconvene towards long. And Aerial, again, isolated, but Sergey can be here quick. He's got an op of his own, and he's got a flashbang to buy Aerial some time.
He does, but if Aerial goes down, then it's like a domino effect into the bomb side, right? He actually has to stay alive for a little while. Sergey, you see him setting up. There's the flashbang you were talking about. He's at the corner trying to divert all the attention, but he still drops. And now Sergey, that is never going to work out well. You need to hit that shot, and it doesn't work out. And, well, there are the dominoes.
Yeah. They fell real quick. I mean, Alu with that low HP, he cheated in towards CT spawn. They needed someone at railing. That fight at long either had to go in their favor or Alu at railing needed to hold on longer. But you could see, once Aerial went down, Sergey had nowhere to go. He knew he couldn't retreat as well. And with a miss nade, X7 and Sunny going to call it off. They're going to back away, and G2's going to tie things up.
Grenade wouldn't have killed anyone anyway. Lucky was all the way down at long, so not going to be making a big difference that round, I believe. So good job on G2, winning that first fight especially, but then even with the flash and the orb on the corner, having the sort of awareness to still look for that long fight on Aerial. If they hadn't done that, if they'd been too preoccupied by the orb at the corner, could have ended very badly. Great start to the match here. We're up tied now, 3-3. And they saved some rifles on the ENCE side, so that will probably help out too.
They got plenty of money as well. X7, I imagine, would be the one to drop an AWP over to Alu so that he can have utility. They've got plenty of cash. Actually, even over to Sergey, if they can go for the double off if they like to, but they're going to switch away from that. Op's not having too much impact in these first 6 rounds.
No, not the way we were expecting. Could still come into play, but I guess it's kind of weird because it's harder to be mobile with the AWP on this map, I feel like, than just because of how much you have to run. You see, Alu's definitely trying to move around, so it's not always that you're going to get AWP versus AWP, even though it's kind of the map for it.
What if we made AWPers play the game with like one of those treadmills, so that like the unit could only move as fast as you're running on the treadmill?
I mean, you would have to be a whole new criterion for who you could hire, right?
Yeah.
You'd have to get people even more into shape. I can think of some people who would be interesting for that.
I think we'd have a lot more lurkers in the scene.
There could maybe you could probably turn Cold Zero into an AWP. I've seen him run a treadmill for an almost unending amount of time in the gym. So
yeah, he's a bit of a freak these days about that.
So that could be fun.
Got to admire it. Alu looking for information, peeking in towards mid.
Here's the real question: if you did that, would you remove the speed limit so you could just sprint?
You could run as fast as you. Yeah, I think you'd have to.
Well, now then it gets real interesting. Not against the idea. Alu is actually down the middle, and it looked like he was about to get flashed in. Yeah, or flashed up on. He would have been pushed there. They actually jumped down from catwalk. That's such a great pincer maneuver, and somehow he still comes out on top at X7 to take down Jax. This mid defense is working miraculously well. They finally drop Alu, but it's cost them a lot, especially in terms of time. 18 seconds, and they don't have the bomb plant yet. Amanek, the last guy left, and couldn't even get that done. I mean, the bomb was down in the middle as well. That is a very powerful defense, and Alu, how does he even get that?
He read that coming a mile away, didn't he? That was actually beautiful, that he's turned around and grabbed that one kill dropping behind him. Really takes a lot of the strength out of the mid to B split because it allows the rotation to come in towards CT spawn.
Now, if he hadn't actually gone back from middle, but instead, if he had stuck there, he would have been flashed. Then he would have still run into CT spawn, but he would have run into some guy dropping down on his head. That would have been fun to see, but also good for Alu that he didn't. That's a clever setup. Because we've seen that CT spawn drop many times, but the idea of flashing the guy first, because normally when you do that drop, right, the way that it works is you smoke off CT spawn, and then you actually hope that they go on the other side and wait, and then you drop on them. But this would have been flashbang to push him back, and then instant drop dead.
Well, and also, I mean, even just the fact that he's getting pressured, he knows the mid to B split is coming, right? So your attention usually is towards that mid double doors, but Alu just aware of it all.
From a previous round with, again, uncharacteristically, no grenades, no smokes.
They didn't have any flashbangs this time. I remember looking specifically for how many flashbangs before the hit happened. They didn't have any whatsoever to speak of, just a couple smokes. And even those weren't even laid down. I think they had 2 smokes they could have used, but no guarantee that would have actually done anything useful for them. So, investment, G2 force up, and they've played some of these rounds very slow. They don't really have the utility, so that's why this round much, much faster. Good clean kill from X7. He's fortunate. He had a nade out for that one. Nice shot from Lucky on the catwalk. So a couple trades, but still, that's favoring ENCE way more than it's favoring G2.
How did that not go into the obstacle in front of him? Lucky getting one more kill. I'd love to see a slow replay of that first Lucky kill. It looked like the light post was, or the electric post was just blocking his whole field of view. And it wasn't a shot through anything.
This is actually pretty cool. G2 have found a way into this A bomb site to at least get things planted. There's no utility. They're going to have to try and hold off, and that Molotov might seal it. It's going to force him out into the open. Kenny knows he had to just try and bail out and get away. Jack is alone in a 1 versus 3, but he's got Rail.
AK alone. Ooh, actually waiting a little bit. I'm not sure if he even saw him the first time around, but still overpowered at the end. And that will be another round for ENCE, although an expensive one. So, yeah, 5-3 still. They're going to be quite happy. And they get to save the Krieg in the orb.
Even that B-hold, just the previous round, was an expensive victory for them. Both of these, they're getting chunked down to 2 players just alive and remaining at the end. They've actually won 5 of the last 6 rounds, so not a bad run for this ENCE defense. But the money still is kind of on the edge for a few players, so they have to be careful about that. Thankfully, G2, half investment here. Upgraded Deagles, CZs, a little bit of armor, a little bit of utility.
Something to work with, certainly. Though against what the Finnish side has is still going to be very difficult. Some aggression right now, kind of like what Alu is doing. If he somehow messes that up, if he ends up in a position where they can steal that orb, that's the kind of beginning you need. But he's not going to give them that much to work with, and everybody else is super defensive right now. So no free lunches for G2 early on this round. The economists are going to be excited.
No free lunches.
I think that's like a saying, isn't it?
Yeah.
Get Lopez on the phone. Have him talk about Tesla for a while.
Here we go. Kia with the Deagle against Alu with the op. Ooh, that's a nice tag, and Alu might not want anything to do with that fight, but as Alu generally does, he doesn't so much care. He wants to go challenge. There are 2 defenders at the B bomb site, and Alu in the middle with this quick rotation. Unfortunately, the other 2 defenders are way out towards long, so if this initial defense of 3 players here does not hold, and for whatever reason it collapses, they're going to be in some trouble. A retake is not a great option.
Alu reading it once again. Last time, remember, he was reading the drop. This time pushes through to get a kill, and inside of the B-bomb site, X7 and Sergey combining with a wonderful crossfire that I don't think anyone can break. The bomb is actually dropped in that car corner now, so I don't know how you actually bring it back from this. A kill would certainly be nice. And they almost get 2, but almost just doesn't really cut it, does it?
No, it really doesn't, especially because you had them on the ropes with their money. You had them if like you could just chunk some down, you have them at that reset point, that line where they just kind of have to sit there and they're just 1 round away from it. Now they get some breathing room. AWP still on Alu, and he's been very proactive. When these set pieces come in, you're exactly right. He's reading it, and he's not waiting around behind the smokes and behind the utility. He's going and finding the information and finding the frags that his team needs.
Absolutely great play to begin with. 10th round. Still that Krieg on Sergey, always very helpful. I think especially on a map like Dust2, it could just do so much. The boost up on catwalk, if they wait another second, they have it, the flashbang in. Actually, that's so good again. Alu's understanding of the game is just at such a high level, but once he hears that flashbang, he knows that's actually the cue for the guy in lower dark to walk out. So he just takes the chance to try and get him. Such a tiny detail again, but yeah, watching Alu play is just always fun.
Oh, I like this though. Look at this lurk between the smokes. Almanek looking for the boost up. They need to be careful. Like 7 to the left, but he's the only defender here. Now he's getting into a new position as it clears. Almanek, he doesn't find him first, but X7 is going to get traded. Sonny is here to try and close this gap, and he's found Keo with a smoke in his hands, and that should allow ENCE to keep hold of this B bomb site.
I thought they were going to boost behind that smoke. That would have been interesting. That's something that, you know, the very old Fnatic popularized. Haven't seen it for a long time now, but
They could have even run boosted Anders right through it.
that would have made me very happy. Kenny and Alu had a mental standoff. Nobody... Oh, Kenny gonna give it up, and that means he dies. That is usually how that works out. Lucky and Jax, 2 versus 4. Don't exactly know what success looks like at this current point in time. I guess getting a bomb plant certainly would help, but that's a nice shot from Sergey.
Look at all the flashbangs just being dumped in by ENCE. They're just throwing them high into the air, no finesse, no lineups, just toss them and slow them down, and Sergey plays it perfectly. He doesn't even take a point of damage. 7-3. So this ENCE defense after that, after this, not really a slow start, but they did lose those 2 rounds after with the pistol in the one ensuing. They've been crushing it now. 7-1 run.
They've been made stronger by the early pressure, I guess. Woke them up, made them feel like, all right, G2 are getting a couple of kills on the board here. Let's just lock it down. Now they've got 2 Kriegs, slowly stealing them away.
And way more money. 4 players surviving in the previous round. That's just going to keep going up and up. And G2, we still haven't seen them kind of break out of this default setup. I think the quickest round we saw recently is when they were on a 4 spy and they just didn't have utility to play things slow. But at the moment, and you can kind of understand why, losing someone who had input on the in-game strategies and bringing in a stand-in and kind of this transitional period as well, you'd imagine they're just going to keep things simple.
Yeah, you could understand that. I mean, but at least if you're going to be going on this kind of a losing streak and you're going to be running the default a lot, at least by now, this is round number 11, so you're actually running out of time a little bit to do it, but you should have learned something that you can try and explore, right? Like something where you say like, well, here's a little detail that we can use in the next round to try and do something with. Yeah, and you'd expect to find out soon, right? They're running out of time to actually exploit the things that they found. They should be able to get a plant into this A bomb site. Good nade, and Alu's going to get aggressive, as we've seen so many times. Good find, flashbang coming in, a nice headshot with the Deagle as well. And Lucky just hoping he can take an M4 away, anything away. Oh, that's a great shot. What, the 3rd kill with the Deagle? The second 1D we've seen him bust out, but it's just too little, too late. ENCE is spanking him. I was gonna try and do some sort of Taylor Swift thing at it, but I will save it for another time.
I wanted to see what you have.
No, I'll do the singing.
I mean, I don't know. Here's what I'm interested in. I don't even know what if I ever thought in my head this would be perfect time for a Taylor Swift reference. I don't have any knowledge of Taylor Swift to make that reference. I'm wondering what you have. I'll be quite honest. I've thought about it a couple of times, but I always feel like I'll leave that for Machine. I think his knowledge of Taylor Swift is like far outweighs mine. I think far superior.
He would be intruding. I would feel like I was, wasn't serving it up right. So
that's Alex's territory.
I think that's more it. Yeah, we'll see if maybe he agrees. 8-3 and round number 12. I'm struggling even myself to figure out exactly what it is, because I would say you've been able to get fights versus Alu in the middle, but the problem is he's so smart about how he's taking the fights that I'm not even sure you can even score that as any kind of a weakness. It's just like, yeah, he's there, but you're going to lose 1 or 2 people every time. And that's such an issue as well. When an Opera on Dust2 is controlling middle in the way that Alu is here against G2, that makes things so much more difficult. Okay, he's even being aggressive. Oh, that's a great find. Saw the smoke come through, and he gets aggressive behind it again. Sonny gonna push up on Catwalk. We know he loves these plays, but will he go all the way and clear this corner? He's gonna try. Jax is able to find the equalizer, but it takes a lot of his health away. Alu peering towards lower mid, even tags Amadek through the box. He's playing such a good game. Did actually get shot through the door by Lucky at the end. But if you're G2, this has got to just be so awkward. You have Sonny pushing up Catwalk. It's not even the first time he's done that. You've had Alu being aggressive and just challenging for every map control in middle. Like, this is, it's so difficult as one of these players to kind of try and figure out how exactly you want to do things. And this is where you almost would like to see them break out of this default, because that's what it's exploiting. The aggression towards just, when you're default, you're spread across the map, one player watching different, different areas. You can't ever punish any of those pushes. Out towards long, Keo's gonna lead the way, and it's Aerial at the off angle. Now he spots one out. He's got no teammate to come for support. It's a long ways away. He's got to do it all on his own. Oh, and caught jumping. Kiyoshima with the perfect timing there. And that does cause a bit of a problem. Alu actually, based on that, is gonna go aggressive in the middle. That's, again, he's just such a smart player. He knows that if he doesn't have control of this part of the map, then he's just going to get sandwiched in. Oh, Jax nearly running into the grate. He's making a jump for it. Does get caught. But X7 is down in the middle. And that's Amanek just waiting there. So Sergey and Alu, they can't even really help each other out all that much. This is a very, very awkward position, and now that Alu's down as well, Sergey, 8 seconds left. I think the only chance to win that is to maybe kill the bomb planter and hide. Yeah. That's still very low chance. Great round for G2.
That's actually a very nice round for G2, especially forcing Alu into the arms of Amanek, who's coming back up catwalk. Alu knew he was there, but the Molotov just forced him to make a play. Finally, G2 is back on the board after losing 5 in a row. But with that pistol victory, I mean, they're still pretty much within striking distance of having a very good half. The money's not great anymore for ENCE as they buy up into this.
Yeah, that's a big plus. 5,000 on Alu, which is kind of annoying, means he could probably still drop somebody else and they can make sort of a run at it if they really want to.
Or he can have another AWP. Like, yeah. G2's just had a nightmare of a half in terms of having to go up against Alu with an op every single round. He's never been in danger of not having one.
That was long again, and I guess the timing for Aerial to make that jump was really unfortunate. But if you're G2, you might be saying that's kind of the one thing that's been working, is actually going long. They had another round where, you know, they end up winning that fight against Aerial and they just roll it into the A-bomb site. But now Alu's on that corner, which is a change.
Yeah, showing up the defense with an op. I think part of that is because they have a double op setup. So the middle of the map is going to have the rifles between Sunny and X7. They're the ones who can be mobile and CT spawn and outside of the B bomb site. And then you have the 2 ops as the anchor positions on the extremities. And Alu obviously with the op able to fall back towards car and watch in towards A bomb site, towards catwalk. Especially if you're ENCE, you're like, we've dominated the middle of the map. Like, they haven't been able to run a mid-B split at all. So, you know, the idea, maybe they're thinking the same thing as you are, Anders, that long is the recipe, so now they're putting players here to handle this exact strategy.
Almost no grenades left on ENCE. If this comes to a bomb plant, I think the retake's going to be impossible. That's a great flashbang setup, and Kenny will win the fight. But Aerial's still here, 25 seconds. That bomb is down on long. They need to run right now. And finally, Kenny, second kill coming in. That's a huge one. 17 seconds and still at the bomb site. Sunny goes for an early fight. If he wins this next one, I think they would have run out of time. Now challenging X7. 9 seconds left on the clock here. Lucky flash, but he's going to be on the site. Barely. And that is so close. If any one of these last 3 ENCE players stay alive for another second, G2 lose the round immediately. But now, they may have actually done it.
Sergey's got such a tough task. He's flanking in from long. He does have an AWP, but Kenny in the bomb site is watching for this exactly. He's going to hold the angle, peeking a little bit deeper as he swings wide. And oh, Kenny, he lost his nerve. He looked the other direction as his teammate got in the fight, and now Sergey has a real chance.
He does, but I'm not sure if he knows how low Lucky is. He might get flanked right now and almost had it look like he had the crosshair right on him. G2, a big clutch to win that one. Lucky with a double kill and Kenny with a double. Obviously, the opening down on long to even make that round close to possible.
Oh, that fight for Kenny against Sergey at long happened right when Lucky won his battle. And you just saw Kenny, his attention just got pulled away. Still managing to win it, and that's 2 in a row for G2, and they get to reap the rewards as well. Now they can really feel good about this half. They're at 5. They've done it. They've taken all the economy and money away from the defense. They finally don't have to worry about Alu with an AWP until the next round.
Yeah, 1 round of relaxation.
Reprieve.
Just, yeah, it's not a lot of space to breathe, but I guess you're right. It's absolutely better than what they've been facing so far. Still Sunny and Alu with deagles, so still a chance for a real heartbreak.
Yeah, we've seen some nice deagle things from those 2 guys. And actually even ENCE pushing in towards upper B once again and taking control of that. So shrinking the map. They know there's 1 player outside long, but you have to have a pretty good idea that G2 is still far, far back on the map and likely taking long A. Utility usage is definitely going to give that up if they didn't already know it. If
Circuit's going to be playing where he is on the bomb site with the 5-7, that's also one-shot headshot range. If they come running up the ramp, then, you know, one little distraction and that 5-7 can clean up a lot of people. We've seen grenade usage from G2 kind of hurt them, like in miscues with their utility. This is where you'd really hope, like a Molotov on where Sergey and Sunny is standing, like they have 2. You need to put 1 there. Oh, it's even, oh, he's going to be moving forward. There's the timing with the smoke, and honestly, great timing for ENCE. Now, they didn't get the kills, but that was the right idea. 1 flashbang. Yeah. There it is, Anders. We talk about it frequently. Just 1 flashbang. You say it a lot. Yeah, but in defense, there's no... Never actually sure how to use it, right? Maybe you have like some kind of a setup if you buy that 1 flashbang that means they wouldn't be at long. Maybe you're in middle waiting to crunch mid, you know? I think the big upside to buying that one flashbang is you make the casters shut up for a little bit. They should just start doing that.
Yeah,
Just to
casters
be like,
stop yell.
please. Yeah, exactly. It's an old meme. Round number 15.
But it checks out. Yeah, 8-6. Fair play to G2. They're on a 3-round win streak here to close this half, and that makes them feel much more comfortable switching sides. And look at Kenny. Now he's picked up the aggression. I don't think we've seen anyone this fast-paced up towards Catwalk in quite some time. Sunny and Ariel are going to be here, though, combined with the two M4s along the wall.
None of them are playing anti-flash. I mean, guess Sunny maybe is, but I would still be worried about this. The peek in, not even set up with a flashbang, and that works remarkably well. Halo now, grenade, gonna be a bit too late, and X7 goes down to Kenny. So now they're getting picked apart. Maybe for the first time, we're really seeing G2 having a great opening round.
I love that Kiyoshima just took the fight that way. Obviously, I mean, the flashbang is the right way to do it. You know, it's the technical, fundamental way to take Catwalk, but the fact that you have someone like Kiyoshi who's willing to just swing out and grab that fight, really, really well played. Alu is going to go down. It's 8-7. ENCE with a 1-round lead, and what a comeback in a way from the G2 side of things. That was at 8-3, and they rattle off the last 4 of the first half. We're heading to a break, and when we come back, we'll have the conclusion of Dust2.
Sitting on a bench, waiting for the time to pass, dreaming of what happens next. I see what I wanna be, questioning my destiny, only knowing what I see. I don't even realize I've already made a path, and I can change it anytime. I can't take it back. I know what I want, but it seems so damn far away. I know I sound crazy to the ones who said then you better use it. Tell yourself day after day it's time to prove it. No days off, keep the hustle moving. Wanna see you be what you wanted to be, prove it. I know I sound crazy to the ones who said oh. I know I empower those who dream like me. I know I sound crazy to the ones who said oh.
Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. Here, ESL 1 New York. We are on the first map of the entire tournament here. ENCE and G2 on Dust2. Second half going to be coming up right now. And it's been a great start. We're already in the pistol round. Really no time to even talk it in. Now G2 playing on the CT side with ENCE on the T side. That's a dangerous jump. Oh, Kenny, my God, over at the car. 3 headshots. That is the textbook way to make this play. They didn't check it. They didn't Molotov it. And it just may have cost them the round.
Yeah, ENCE got so baited into that. You could see it coming a mile away. Obviously, they could not. Kenny taking a lot of damage, and he just bails out of the fight. The ace is still available to him, but you can't imagine he'd be too aggressive to chase after it. And I think if you're ENCE at this point, Sunny needs to just bail out and run back all the way through T-spawn to X7, who has to hold on to the pit with a P250 armor. But Sunny's actually going to get aggressive. He's hoping that everyone's rotated away. Engagement with Kiyoshima. And G2 doesn't need to rotate away. They know they have the bomb over at the A site, so let this battle go on. Let Kiyo and Sunny have this one-on-one.
Yeah, if Sunny goes down here, there's really nothing left. If he gets a kill, he will long range. That's Kenny going down. He knows Kiyo is close somewhere, but Kiyo going to be winning that fight. The headshot angle so strong. And now X7 double peek over it long. G2 not waiting around, and that's a huge win for them early on. That's going to tie it up at 8-8. What a remarkable fact that we're actually tied up, because it looked like ENCE were unstoppable at some point during that first half.
Yeah, it took G2 so long to take the ops away in the first half, but once they did, they just rattled off 4 in a row to end it. And if you come to pistol round, it's 5 straight.
Was that 3 shots with 3 headshots?
Yeah, it's pretty disgusting. Kenny having quite the display. Add that to the highlights, to highlight reel.
Do it right now.
Put that on the resume.
It's gonna be if you made a Kenny has career highlights just throughout his org. There's gonna be such a long video.
Yeah, it really would be.
It's a 7-hour long video.
Oh, it would be so mental. Oh, what a slaughter. Someone should do that. I mean, I wouldn't ever do it myself because that seems like a lot of work.
What if you did it, but you put like yoga music on top, and it's like a meditative thing? You're just like, you know,
meditative thing, watching Kenny S highlights from like being in Titan with the AWP.
Just, you know, just relaxing, therapeutic in some sense. I think that can work out. Well, 9-8, technical timeout, I believe. So
I'm trying to imagine Kenny S like meditating to yoga music.
I don't know if he's the type.
Doesn't strike me as the kind.
Not exactly, right?
No.
But I have noticed that it's made its way into Counter-Strike, the whole meditation movement.
Yeah.
It's about
well,
time.
I know. Also, remember when we went and saw the Complexity facility, the GameStop Performance Center.
Yes.
They have like a room dedicated to like meditation, yoga,
Taking
all
the
that
time
good
out,
stuff.
yeah.
And they have like the coaches that come in.
I'm a big fan of. I've been doing it for
Meditation or yoga?
meditation. Yoga I want to do, but I haven't been doing it yet.
Okay. Are you gonna wear yoga pants?
That's 50% of the reason why I want to do it. So of course I will.
Perfect.
A lot of sponsorship real estate there as well, if anyone's interested. Definitely not
We'll
that.
make a subreddit, Anders in yoga pants.
Yeah, I would love that. I think we should do that.
Yep.
Bring like a little GoPro, maybe live stream some of it too. There's really a lot of potential here when you talk through it. But no, I think that's worth thinking about from Kenny's. Maybe that would help. Maybe that would be the next evolution in his career. Yoga and meditation.
Well, plenty of time for that as this it was a tech timeout, not a tactical pause that we saw. So they've figured out the issues. They've got it all solved.
Good job, admins.
Here we go. Yeah, shout out to the admins, the unseen heroes.
Yeah, the people who only get complained about when something goes wrong, and the rest of the time nobody says
even credits them for doing anything good. Defense is swinging out wide on long A. 3 players dedicated. There's some utility as well to stop any kind of fast, long push. G2 with their first lead since, what, round 4.
And not quite as bad as it was in the first half, right? Where it was like all Mac 10s or something. Like
yeah.
Now, even if the CT side was a little bit reversed, right? But CT side, they have some weapons to fight back with. Oh my God. Kenny stood up and 5 people waiting for him, or 4 at least. And that's GG. That's a round done.
Yeah, the round's over. Just save, boys. Jax is going to flank through middle. They want to get that kill, and they do have it, but still, you can't really go for this. I think now is where G2 have to make the call. You just bail out and save the weapons, or you set up to get exit kills. And I just think it's too risky for the exit kills because you would lose so much.
It's like Kenny. It's like if you're the first meerkat that has to come out of the cave to find out if the lions have gone. There's Kenny just saying like, "Are they gone? No, I'm dead."
Kenny's the meerkat.
Yeah. Yeah. Been watching nature documentaries.
Yeah,
I was actually at the zoo with my son down here in Cologne.
Do they have meerkats?
They had meerkats, and it was amazing actually. They're a lot of fun. Great zoo that they have down here.
You mentioned that. That's kind of surprising me. I didn't expect Cologne to be a zoo city. Ooh, good find from Lucky right at the end.
Wow. Yeah, they've actually done a lot of damage. I've been here so many times in Cologne. Probably been spending more time here than I have at home, actually. But I didn't realize they had a zoo at all. But it's worth going if you're in the area. They had some penguins, although we didn't stop to spend a lot of time on them.
I think penguins are the best zoo animal. Penguins and otters, they're both pretty cool.
They have an otter as well, and it was really fun.
Singular.
Oh, yeah, just the one. Kenny taking down Sunny. Off to a good start in this round with the AWP X7. Oh, the follow-up headshot to take down Jackson Alu. Slight jump in frustration, ducked under. He's so clever. And Lucky is gone, and that is a huge return. That looked like it was going to be a brilliant start for G2, but ENCE bounced right back.
They did the classic assumption. And you can see the result of it. They just assumed that B box was clear, that no one made it out before they turned the corner, that nobody had the balls to get past that Molotov. So, yeah, X7 gonna punish both of them. That's a beautiful sequence. And then if you're at the end, if you're lucky, you're at that corner between, you know, the spawn down, or the ramp down towards CT spawn, and you're trapped at long, you know they're gonna turn that corner, and you know you've got Alu behind you, and you just kind of know you're dead. That's a bad feeling.
It is a bad feeling, and it's also classic. So... We've all been there.
We have all been there.
And it ends back in the lead. Shame for Kenny getting that opening kill, and then it just doesn't even seem to have any impact at all.
No, they get just decimated after that, doesn't it? That came out so quick as well, and did. So 9-10, and there's still money for G2. Considering these losses they've taken, they can buy up into this. It'd be right on the edge, right? Amanek can afford. I think Kenny would have to drop a FAMAS would be the big thing. Or some kind of SMG if they wanted to. So it all depends. How much does G2 feel like they need to risk right now? How much are they in the mood to risk in this next round? I think that's how we're getting the timeout. They want to talk things over. They're going to figure things out.
Yeah, it makes sense, right?
If they buy here, they're so deep in that it's almost like that would give such an advantage over to ENCE if they were to win that round.
And especially because we're at 10-9.
Yeah.
Right? So if they buy now and then
11-9, and then it'd have to be a save if you lose. Yeah. I mean, that would almost be way too much of an advantage to give ENCE down the stretch going into round 20. So I think we're seeing Lucky have with a Deagle. I don't think we'll see too much. I think you kind of at this round have to just tell Kenny, you know, play by your own intuition. Whatever you're feeling, get that op in position to help us out.
Because you mentioned this idea of you know, Kiyoshima, and we talked about a little bit at the intro of, you know, just what caliber of player he is. This is exactly the round where someone like Kyo could actually be super valuable to go and do something, right? You know, again, something that is, you know, not quite textbook, but, you know, potentially get them a kill, steal a rifle, do something like that. I feel like he's the sort of player to be in charge of that kind of a situation. Actually, double boost and to look into lower dark, not a bad idea at all, but got to do it quickly or it won't really be worth it.
He's playing ENCE flash, right? He's waiting to hear the pop or the flashbang that would come from top mid, and no one's there. ENCE, I think, realized probably the economic situation that G2 is in. And outside of long, there's just no aggression. They're willing to send Sergey out with the support of Alu just to clear things, just to create space. So Kenny's got to now rotate back, but this is a tough angle to peek into. This is a big risk for him, especially now with that flashbang being thrown. He knows they've taken pit control, and you have to assume Alu is here.
Don't want to be peeking into that at all. Almost the timing. Alu definitely knows. I don't know how that is not a shot. And Kenny playing a dangerous game. He's going to see that many people over at long now. And all the smokes, look at how many grenades they have, ENCE. If they cross and get the bomb down, surely there's no chance of retaking.
No, there's not. And I think G2 would have to save, because they're going to buy in the next round no matter what. So you just make sure that Kenny gets back with the AWP, Kiyoshima gets away with the M4, and they've already done that. They're on the other side of the map. So this is a round loss. Nice job from ENCE. I mean, they took control of long with such a little amount of utility, as you mentioned, that they just get to have some kind of a massive utility dump when they eventually do go onto the A-bomb site. And if there was anyone there, they wouldn't be able to do anything about it. So, free round for ENCE, just by virtue of an easy take out towards long.
Lucky with that deagle. They're sort of posturing on catwalk, but not really committing. So I like seeing that. Don't want to be throwing too much away. Although if the CC and the deagle can find a kill, so much the better. It's going to be 11 rounds, and you're right. They're going to be buying next round anyway. So G2 still really not that far behind in the game, but the economy is obviously a concern here.
No, I mean, listen, they would have liked to have had some chance to fight for this round, but you do have to say, well played from G2 to make that save call early. They probably had to have talked about that during the timeout as well, and just said, listen, if we're not in a round, just make sure the AWP and the M4 get away. So they not only, I mean, they just lose a round. That's basically it. There's no long-term consequences based off that if they had committed too much. So fair play. Almanac even going to keep the UMP. Utility going to be invested into as well. So now G2 with a very nice arsenal to fight back with.
Yeah, looking much better. UMP, slight downgrade, but in the right position can be super lethal.
The nice thing about it, not to harp on them saving, but because they didn't have to rebuy anything, plenty of money left over behind Kenny S, behind Lucky, behind Almanac.
Yeah, so they got sort of a second frontier there. If this round fails, they can still do something. They don't have to immediately get wrecked here at the end of the second half. Great grenade.
I think that's an interesting note. It looked like X7 and Aerial wanted to have a really fast aggression up catwalk towards the A bomb site, but they were making that call based off the fact that G2 has sent a lot of bodies out towards the long. When they heard the footsteps of the players rotating in towards CT spawn, they called it off because that was way more resistance than they wanted to encounter with that kind of a play.
Kenny and Jax over at long. That's again one of those defenses where if one of them falls, there's nothing left, and Kenny, they're going to be on him really quickly. And they have grenades, flashbangs as well. There's one going up from Alu, forcing Kenny. He actually turns around. He was again playing anti-flash, but now they have to fall back and just hold long. And there were 3 people in the B bomb site, so this is a bit of a miscall out of G2 in terms of where the defense actually was.
That's fair. The other way to look at it is this is a brilliant call from ENCE on the offensive side of things. I know the desk had a big topic of conversation, and it will be continuing to be a conversation about ENCE with them removing XLXCB, their former in-game leader, is keeping an eye on how they will tactically call this games. And this one is another round where I don't know if G2 can fight for this, but they almost have to. But everything, there's a disadvantage everywhere they go. And now certainly Sergey gonna shut them all down. All 3 headshots, and that has got to just feel absolutely horrible.
Yeah, that did not even seem close to worth it. The Molotov goes on the box. Already I'm out.
I wasn't even going to cast that because I figured G2 was going to fall away, and then they just went for it anyways. You want to talk about meerkats? That was a lemming display.
Whack-a-mole.
Whack-a-mole with real moles.
With real moles. Still something which is yet to be properly tested, I think. Might not be possible in the current day and age.
No, I don't think it would be.
12-9.
Yeah, those fights, if they're already up on catwalk, and there's even a teammate with Sergey. I think Sunny was right behind him as well. So it's just like if Sergey doesn't kill you, certainly Sunny is while you're shooting at his teammates.
I feel like that could be a mini game like Counter-Strike Whack-A-Mole. You just play that position. Oh, that is a great way to get started. Alu. We've been praising him a lot for how he's playing this AWP, but that was Kenny quick as ever.
Yeah, really using that one flashbang. He knew Alu was going to have to give up the angle or get blind, and he grabs it with the quickness. 4 on 5 in the favor of G2. But I think certainly now that they see Kenny with the AWP is over at the B bomb site, you know you don't have to worry about it at the car as you cross towards A. Cross to take this fight at railing. So ENCE going to grab a foothold at the A bomb site. Almanac, the only one holding them back.
A little bit more backup now down at long. Jax is there as well. Lucky and Kenny making their way up the ramp. They've got everybody here right now. The defense should absolutely hold for this one. X7 goes down. Aerial next, and they're fighting back a little bit. Sergey coming in. He's so good with that Krieg, and a missed shot from Kenny. He's in trouble. Sunny will take him down, and somehow the defense crumbles. 4 people there, and Sunny just able to get a double. Sergey as well, obviously huge with that one. And now Kiyoshima, scout in hand, going to be swapping out for the AWP. That don't think that even makes that much of a difference, and he's going to have to back it out. What a horrible turn of events.
That round that G2 actually went for it on that Xbox just feels like the first domino that's tilted over. Now everything is just going to start crumbling around it. No money as well. This is a huge weapon for Kiyoshima to keep a hold of and pass over to Kenny, who's going to be able to drop an M4 in return if they want to buy. But this has gone from a very close game to ENCE just taking complete control.
Yeah, that really, I mean, I kind of want to almost go back and just re-watch that round, just because I am so confused about once that Molotov, that even signals, right, someone is definitely going to, I guess they had 3 people, so they think, well, wait, if they had 3 people, they didn't even all stand up at the same time.
Yeah, that's the funny thing. Is
they were being gentlemen about it.
It was 1 by 1, yeah, it was like an honorable fight, which you don't want to give up honorable fights in Counter-Strike. You want the dishonorable plays. Alu going for a blind shot in middle. There is that AWP on Kenny S. He's got to be careful and look at the boost over. They're slowly sneaking into it. Is he aware of the possibility? That's Kenny S getting legged. Nice job from Alu again. Just on top of his game. Kenny's going to get flashed off the angle, backing up. There's the mid-control, but Jax wins the fight with the Deagle. He wants more. He's stuck at the moment, but ENCE haven't turned this corner.
They may think he's fallen back into the site. I mean, Sergey is being very, very careful about it, but definitely a chance this could work out. Jax, 1 more kill. That would be huge. He's very low on health, sneaking in behind. Our timing is nearly so good for him. He's very low on health, so it's yeah, all in. I don't even blame him for trying to do that. Just at this point with the weaponry, they need something. Now it's Lucky's turn, and he's been pretty good with the Deagle. Gonna get a chance here, lining up that shot nicely, standing up, and oh, that could have been it, but Sunny's still alive on 9 health. A great fight so far to G2, but they need to win the round.
No, they can't. At this point as well, actually, they pick up some weapons. They pick up 1 gun in middle. I don't think that's going to be enough. They must have this kill on Sergey. It has to go through, and he has a chance to mow them all down. This is even going to be desperate. Molotov on the other side of the smoke, repositioned as well, and he controls it. He has the information and knows at least 1 more is there. And Kenny, the unfortunate thing about this is Kenny can't commit with the AWP. They must have the AWP if they can't win this. So if Amanek doesn't create something, Kenny's just going to bail out. And at this point, no kits. I think you back off right away.
Yeah, it does not seem worth it, does it? Even Amanek jumping down, didn't really even believe in it. Nearly gets shut down. They'll save the AWP, they'll save the Krieg. That's probably about the best that we can give them right now, as ENCE are going to be in 14 rounds, close to winning the first map in this best of 3, the opening match here of ESL 1 New York. And just to make things even trickier, this is G2's map pick, right? I think so.
I believe so. Let me double
check.
check.
Because Nuke is the second one. I'm pretty sure G2. Yeah, I'm pretty sure. I feel confident, Moses. I feel like I've got it right.
G2 picked us too. Well played.
Yeah.
You've done it all.
I know my job.
Well, you've done the bare minimum.
Yeah, really.
Well, over on the B stream, we heard that talk from NAF saying he figured it would be straight up impossible for Liquid to get knocked out of the group stage of this event. They have a narrow 13-11 lead over E United. So
who?
E.
I'm just making fun of NAF, by the way, but those are dangerous words, right?
Yeah.
You say that, like, listen, we're always going to win this. Oh, Sonny, that's a powerful position. They need the refrag, and Q is the guy to do that. So that had to happen, otherwise it would have been a disaster. Now at least they push ENCE a little bit out and long, and they have 1 minute and 20 if they want to go back and clear the rest of the map. But that's always going to feel weird, right?
Yes. I think the tough part if you're ENCE is you have control of long. Leave Alu in the pit. I like this. See if he can get a peek. You know Kenny S at some point is going to have to go for information. He saw it previously. But if you're ENCE, like, the only way to make this hit work on towards the A-bomb site is you have to create some kind of a distraction, some pressure on Kiyoshima that's going to make him call a teammate over. Obviously, ENCE is not aware of the fact that he is the lone player here, and actually they might just call a straight-up hit. They've been working this A-bomb site throughout this half, and if they just go back towards B, that could be a huge knockout punch.
Feels like that's exactly what's going to happen. Kyo is in that bomb site with 42 health, and Alu is at least keeping Kenny here with that AWP, wins the fight as well. Now that's going to sell a lot. You see, Lucky and Jax are actually trying. Now he's going to go check for it. He's in lower dark right now. I don't know if they heard him just yet. He's got maybe the timing, but X7 is going to be quicker with that AK.
Jax is in a perfect position, though. He's actually at top mid. They'll never expect this. They probably think Jax rotated over to help Kiyoshima, and now it's just, how do you do this? Now you have to go towards the B bomb site. You have Alu in mid who's dropped down. Kyo, all the information. He's reading this perfectly. What a hold of the B bomb site for him. And G2 have barely managed to hang on to life in this round. It'll be a one-on-one post plant.
Oh no, the time, he goes for it instead, 1 second left, and he's gonna fall to Jax. He was thinking he was right outside. He was thinking he must have been outside of the bomb site. I'll fake it, and then he's gonna come running through the door and I'll win that one. That's a huge risk, and it does not pay off. 14-10. Wow. I mean,
What a crazy round.
if it had worked, that would have been so great.
I mean, G2, just the rotations, like that position from Jax, he actually had the wrong read. He actually went to flank out towards long, but once Lucky found the information in lower B, he's in a perfect position. Kenny S with an opening kill onto Sunny, trying to get out of long quickly. And how long can G2 use this to their advantage? Alu's got a new position. Oh, he's got the leg shot. That's going to be frustrating. He's going back for more. He wants another chance at it, and Kenny's going to pick him off as well.
Surely this is the key, isn't it, for G2 if they want back to try and win their own map pick here. Kenny, as it seems like it always is, has to be the engine to really drive that vehicle forward.
21 and 14 on Kenny S, 20 and 14 on Lucky. It's Sergey leading the way for ENCE, 19 and 14 for him, and Sunny and Alu both at 17 frags.
Yeah, you love to see that. Any game where Kenny is having a good time is generally always worth watching.
Yeah, there's just something fun about it, isn't there? All those players that were back in the beginning of CSGO, there is like a certain degree of nostalgia that always kicks in. Tapping away towards the back platform. They know Kiyoshima's position, the Molotov to force him into the open. He's got nothing to extinguish the flames. He still manages one kill. Amanek now alone at car.
That one kill is huge at that point in time. He's gonna get a kill, does get run down, but that is still just fine. 1 versus 3 here, and I don't know what X7 can actually do. A bomb plant, they have some money, but I mean, you know, the $800 bonus still, why not? Towards the end, he's got no grenade, so he can't even limit his own exposure. This is probably the default position for playing this kind of thing. Actually, he's gonna go out from behind the box. Oh, wow. I mean, again, the chance is 1,000,000 to 1 that he could even do this. Waiting close to it, the grenade comes through. The timing would have been amazing, but somehow it still flashed him, and he goes down. Lucky through the box as well. If that flashbang lands a little bit further behind him, that's probably going to be at least 1, maybe 2 kills.
Well, I mean, the funny thing, I think, yeah, possibly, but I think it also doesn't blind the 2 G2 members that were out there as well. So then you have a real toss-up of who's going to win that one. 14-11. Plenty of money for ENCE still. But it's getting closer. G2 powering into their little comeback of their own. Much like the end of the first half, now at the end of the second half, we see them fighting back with some resistance here. Timeout being called.
So much money on ENCE.
Yeah, they're flush with cash.
Which is annoying for G2, because it means even as you're winning some of these rounds and applying some pressure, right, you're never getting that relief. Which at this rate they might even just get almost when they're about to tie up the scoreline, which is kind of interesting.
Well, I mean, you want to kind of talk about why this 6-round streak that ENCE went on in the middle of this half was all 6 bomb plants, getting into the bomb site, getting them planted, and that's how they were winning the rounds, the bomb explosions. Even on that round, they just lost another bomb plant, so they've had plenty of money coming their way throughout this half.
Oh, peek down the middle and a quick exchange. Aerial for Kenny. So at this point, losing Kenny is not cool.
No, that's going to give Alu a lot more confidence to peek aggressively. Look at the way they're just marching up nonchalantly on catwalk, barely even clearing anything out. They just want to get into this bomb site. Lucky at the rail. He's going to have to go heads up with Sunny, and the flashbang is going to help, and actually good damage, but no kill. HE comes out late. Lucky still trying to hold on to this part of the bomb site, but the flames forcing him out into the open. Forcing him back away from applying any pressure. He's still here. Great headshot from Lucky. Still holding on. The nades now rain in from below, and it's just Alu. He's going to swap out for the Krieg, but must be aggressive, and he's got the first.
That's a powerful kill. Still alive against 3 more grenades landing on the bomb site. They're just everywhere, and they're right in front of him. 2 people. I mean, he's got no chance. He actually needs for those fights to be a little bit segmented. Otherwise, how is he going to fight with that low HP? Another round for G2, but an incredibly dangerous one. That quick call for ENCE, I think that was, again, that could have absolutely worked. Amanek with a double, but now it's 14-12. They get another bomb plant, though.
Yeah, I mean, the extra $800 is going to help out in a big way, but more than that, just the fact they're able to build up this losing bonus. If they keep getting plants, they're never going to have to save in this half. And that's where you talk about the frustration. If G2 can make a comeback in this kind of a setting with this many buys coming in, with this many plants, that's a big boy comeback. That's like a comeback you can't really, you know, sneer at in any way.
Big boy comeback. I like that. Don't want any of these kindergarten comebacks. Don't want anything like that. No.
Kindergarten cop, on the other hand. phenomenal movie.
I've heard rumors. I guess I have to watch it now.
You do. That'll be one though. Save it. That'll be like one for when the kids get older.
Oh yeah, that's a good point. I'll introduce him to Arnold starting young, Kindergarten Cop, and then we'll work our way up.
You can't introduce Arnold with Kindergarten Cop. You got to do Predator.
Okay.
Yeah, got to start there.
He's 4, but you know. You know what? If Uncle Jason says it's cool, I guess we'll do it. 14-10, moving into round number 27. Kenny not playing any flash this time, playing a little bit further back, but you can get caught here. If you don't jump down but try and run back and they run for you, you're not going to make it behind that box. He's further back now, so now he probably will, but it looks like well, maybe they could be clearing this for a B-split as well.
Oh, that's a beautiful nade from Kenny. Yeah, there's the flashbang you spoke of, and he gets away. I think the interesting thing is defense from G2. It feels like Jackson, Lucky both being aggressive towards the double doors. No one's rotating back to support Kenny, so that feels like they want to be in position for a fast flank through Catwalk. At least one of them. And I think Alu might be scratching his head. No one is rotating back through CT spawn. We have complete control of middle. It's a deep defense.
Well, now they're calling it. They're saying, you know what, if they're not even going to be holding B at all, you know, B split it is. Not even throwing the smoke to CT spawn. They're just happy for somebody to peek it because Alu's holding it the whole time. What a call. What an improvise here from ENCE in the 27th round. And yeah, this B-bomb site's absolutely lost. Kishima, how is it possible? 3 spray downs. He should have been dead instantly. There is no time for the bomb plant, and G2 will win it. A disgusting triple for Kiyoshima. That is out of this world. ENCE, they had that lined up for them. The call is so good.
That's why you get Kiyoshima in the roster. Not many people can do that. That has been something missing from French Counter-Strike, is that kind of a hold on to a bomb site that Kiyoshima can provide. What a disgusting performance.
I can't even explain. ENCE must have almost assumed that there was only one person on the bomb site?
I think part of the problem too is, I believe I saw this, I'd have to go back and watch the replay. I think someone from ENCE, whoever was the first person coming in through a window, dropped a Molotov into the site, but it fell short. So no one could actually swing in through the window to help out. I think that's what allowed Kiyoshima to have such a stunning play, is because no one's wrapping from the other direction. Everyone's coming through double doors.
Oh no.
Oh, Jax is loving life. Not anymore. I'll take it back.
You had to say it, didn't you?
Why is it like that? Why does it have to be that way?
I don't know. We wield a power that we just can't control.
Can't control, can't understand.
Takes years of practice to get it just right. We'll get there one day. 14-13. Oh, ENCE, the money slowly gone. Probably should have lost the round just then, but I don't know how they didn't. Amazing flash in the middle. Kenny setting that one up for Lucky to get a double kill. And this is all fine. The bomb on Sergey dropping down. What a read. He's so lethal with this creek. He might be one of the quickest sort of, you know, just the first bullet accuracy on him is wild with that gun, but they're still going to lose a round. 14-14 here. And round number 29.
Can't even fault them for going for the W there. Someone like Sergey, that's the decision you want them to make, right? Is you are supposed to be on some level a star player or just, you know, one of the team badasses. So just go for the victory instead of getting that plant. They had plenty of money, losing bonuses fully in their favor. It's been a 5-round run for G2. For them to come back in this way, so impressive. Alu looking for something, anything. It's not going to be there.
24 kills on Sergey, so in terms of superstar potential, yeah, right now. But that's sort of what he was brought on the team for. But again, the team has just been playing so well. Everybody in the team has been playing well. You know, with the Legacy B on there as well. So it's hard to outshine, I think, many of the players that are on here. But maybe he'll find more space in this current iteration. That could certainly be fun. 29th round, and we're all tied up.
Yeah, that happened very quick. 14-14, Alu. He's got to get the nice shot. Aminek, I think he chose to fall back, but second-guessed himself, I think, based on maybe where the flames were. So a great find, a great pick for Alu. And once again, out middle, they're just going to rinse and repeat. They say he's one of the B defenders. Last time we tried to run this, there was nobody here. So Kiyoshima, we'll call your number again. See if you can do it twice.
I mean, there should be absolutely no way. Coming through the window, and this time they shut him down very quickly, and that's probably going to be a safe call unless they can find Sergey here in 1 second and just immediately run into the bomb site and get another kill. Even now, you know, the extra 5 seconds that he stayed alive, the jump, but still 3 on 3. they don't even have the money to throw away these guns. They actually need... Kenny has the money to drop for 2, so they need what they have here.
Yeah.
They need to play for overtime as much as it sucks.
Jax even feels a little bit overextended with this position, but the money for ENCE isn't great as well. If Jax can just find 1 or 2 kills here, that could be crippling. If they find the op somehow, that's the question. Where does Alu go with the... Oh, they're just going to play it safe.
Yeah, nobody exiting the bomb site.
I don't like that. That is such a safe position.
Oh.
You know, at least have to get out of the bomb site. That seems unreasonable.
You don't think you could survive that? If you turn your back?
Like, that's
Put on your winter coat.
yeah, I guess so. It's just the extra layers, the cushion.
Yeah, makes all the difference, really.
I saw dualies picked up by Sergey.
Oh, well. Now it's on, I guess. UMP instead of an M4 because of that death in the last round, but Jax through the smoke will find Aerial and, well, trying to make their way over Long, still fighting and losing a lot of health here. We're well on our way to overtime now. 3 versus 5, and Sergey kind of dropping low as well. I don't know, like, now G2 need to make some mistakes to sort of let ENCE back into this round.
Yeah, and that's a rough call going out towards Long. I guess ENCE thought they could maybe counter things because they'd done so many plays out mid. That must have been the logic behind the call, but you've actually strategically outplayed ENCE a lot of these rounds, even the ones you've lost. So why not play around more patient and more tactical and do it again? But I think that's just a direct counter call. Good pick from Alu. That might be their way back into it. They found again a bomb site where Kiyoshima's all alone, and he's got to be feeling so frustrated so many times. Where's the trade? It needs in right now. A chance. Sergey and Alu, and the op. Oh, that would have been a big kill to have.
I still would not be feeling safe right now if I was on the G2 side. As long as Alu and Sergey are alive here, 2 of the massive hitters on this team.
They've got 2 Molotovs as well to defend against this retake. There is a flashbang and a Molotov on Jax, but those 2 are going to be brutal for the ENCE side of things.
Oh, you're right. It absolutely could be Alu setting up the second one in the window. They're just getting ready to push in, and now they have to wait. They threw in all their grenades. Oh, the call is so good here. ENCE, they might steal this map away in the last seconds. Alu pushing in, missing another shot with the AWP, but now they're through the door, trying to hunt him down, trying to get that overtime in. The flick does not connect, and turning around with the kits, they are going to have it. A huge retake right on the edge, and we're going to go to overtime, ladies and gentlemen. What a way to kick things off here in New York.
Yeah, that is a gutsy comeback from G2. They had to overcome a lot. Like I said, not only tactically outplayed, even in that previous round, even in that last round to a certain degree, but I mean, the 2-on-2 victory there at the end, that is well done.
Alu missing the shot in middle, the shot in door, and I guess the close flick. Every other, I think the rest of the game he's been missing almost nothing, right? So it's almost hard. It's hard to even sort of like try and lay that at his feet because.
No, I definitely don't actually. I mean, I mean, this is almost getting too critical in scenarios like this. But if I'm gonna lay that 2-on-2 loss to someone, it is the rifle inside the site. You don't need to take that wide angle into the door. You need to let them commit so you have the crossfire. And now in those situations on LAN at a tournament, not easy to always hold your nerve. Fast pace out of Long, and this time they win it. This time they win it in a big way. And look at Sergey. He wants more. Not gonna have that second frag. Not going to have the follow-up, but they have control of Long A.
Oh, aggressive push coming in, and Aerial, the timing is so good. Kenny now going to definitely regret that. If a little bit earlier, and Aerial walks into the shot from Kenny instead, but Kiyoshima there to bring it back. 3-on-3. They are low on health, but he's in the middle. Jax catching Alu. What a round.
That's a cool play, because Alu is thinking he's going to fall back. Alu didn't think there was a universe in which Jax jumped up onto that box to be the aggressor. Now, X7 and Sunny, what? No utility, and you've got to cross Long. Out in the open, Jax lines him up. Double kill for him, and G2 just taking control of this map in such a big way.
Yeah, quad kill actually on Jax overall at the end of the round. So, what a way to start overtime.
What was it? It was 14-9 at one point? I think.
I believe you're right.
Which would have been, like, they've won like 7 of the last 8 rounds, G2, to close this half. And in overtime. That's nasty. You got to be feeling terrible if you're ENCE.
Yeah, but it's also encouraging, you know, seeing why they picked the map. And because I was starting to wonder about that myself, you know, well, this is their map pick. That's not really, you know, not really looking that good. But now we're starting to see some of it. See if they can. I think the weakness, or I guess the strength for ENCE, but the weakness for G2 has been that mid to be split. that B-bomb site's been looking
Well, just the
right.
the middle of the map in general. How many times have we seen Alu get just plenty of time to peek in towards CT spawn all the way up that ramp as well? G2 have not done a good job of holding and preventing any damage or danger from that side. Good awareness from Sergey to force him out of the cave.
How long before G2 just try and put somebody in that boost position in CT spawn, expecting the B split?
Well, what they've done it differently this time. Kiyoshima playing on the Raptors outside of the B bomb site. Amanek playing close up towards mid along the wall. So, I mean, at least this time they have some presence there. If they do feel anyone from ENCE coming out, they can pop flash, they can peek it. G2 running out of utility to delay things. They have no more smokes for the choke points. They've got one Molotov on Amanek.
And look at the second setup over here. Kenny's playing at the corner with the AWP, but Lucky's stuck down behind the car. So they're going to be focusing on Kenny. It's dangerous for sure, but nobody's going to be coming long, so it might work out. Nice shot from Kenny. The flashes are in now. When does Lucky want to stand up to try and take this fight? More grenades coming in. The timing is so well. Just trying to communicate all the time. There's Lucky with the kill. Alu with one follow, but Jax is right on top of him and still can't get the kill. 20 seconds. The bomb is right on the edge.
No.
18 seconds now, and Alu, that kill would have been big. But instead, Amanek will close out the round. Teammates coming out for G2 and winning a second round in overtime.
I think that would have been a 1 versus 5. He felt like it was really building up into that. He got a lot of those fights there right at the end. That, I mean, you want to talk about a setup that is high risk, high reward. That one from G2.
Yeah.
If you're watching long just with Lucky at the car with an M4, as soon as he goes down, Kenny's dead immediately. And then your whole defense crumbles. Now, the way it panned out with ENCE sending so many bodies on catwalk and no one even lurking out long, it worked perfectly. It was exactly what you would have wanted, and Kenny's going to build upon it again. G2 have just taken complete control of this game.
But look at the call out middle. ENCE just ran 3 people into middle now. Alu wasn't expecting that close position, so it kind of falls flat. But again, the almost instantaneous call out of the Finnish side is kind of cool to watch.
Well, and you also understand why they've been doing it, because they've gotten everything that they've wanted from those kinds of calls previously. Kiyoshima and Amanek to defend the B bomb side. Lucky is cordoned off. Jack's going to start flanking, so it's just on these two. They should be okay. That's a nice Molotov to help with Kiyoshima, and he's just dead right off the bat. Here's Amanek, though, inside the site. Couldn't control it. And a dangerous retake again for G2. A 3-on-2, you have a man advantage, you have utility, but it's not easy to take over this bomb site.
It isn't, and they have a smoke going to go into the doorway there, a Molotov as well, an aerial. They have a little bit more time to set up here. You can see Jax maneuvering into upper dark, and Lucky and Kenny going to be retaking from middle. And now they're thinking about it. The flashbangs are going to be raining in. Ariel, does he want to use that Molotov yet? He's thinking about it and waiting a long time. In fact, is he going to wait for them to try and actually get onto the bomb? He's got the right idea. They don't have a smoke or anything. Oh no, but it's right in front. They picked one up from the ground. He still gets the kill. And now hiding inside that AWP on the other side. Kenny's got the CC out instead, and he somehow finds the face right through, but I don't think there's time for it. Surely not. No, it's going to be ENCE instead. Barely winning the round. That 2 versus 3 at the end. They needed that.
They absolutely did. They needed some kind of breathing room going into the second half of overtime. 17-16. What a run. What a sequence of rounds, though, from G2 going all the way back to regulation. They picked it up. They found a new level to get to, and they've rattled off so many. It's now Sergey at 27 and 25 on Alu for ENCE. Lucky at 30, and Kenny S at 28. Some very top-heavy performances from both teams, but this is looking good. I like to see the fact that G2 finally adapted and was able to hold on to mid and mount a little bit more defense. That was getting way too exploited for way too long.
Yeah, I think you're right. Just Kenny running out long with the AWP, counting on the flashbangs, and Ariel looked like he was looking for that, but maybe he wasn't expecting the AWP to be there. That's sort of like running in the path of a cannon at that point in time. And it's on Kenny, so...
Yeah, there is that. How aggressive does Sunny want to be? They put a smoke in towards the long cave. If he wants to try and push in, he'll be met with resistance. Lucky is ready and waiting on the other side. Amanek going to start peeking in towards the B bomb site, but Sergey out in the open with an AWP. Both AWPs for ENCE still in play. Alu at the A ramp. Sergey and the B bomb site looking towards mid. A lot of utility being used from G2 and not really doing a whole lot with it. Still positioned outside of the long cave. Kiyoshima just now pressuring on catwalk.
Alu trying to get there to help out Sunny quickly, but that flashbang actually makes him think, and Kenny finding just the shoulder. Sunny could have been a fantastic lineup. But now Amanek is waiting in lower dark and actually hearing them running. So the information right now for G2 is so overpowering that there should be really almost no way to lose this. Nice kill from X7.
Oh, I mean, I was even going to say not only the information with the footsteps, but also, I mean, ENCE has to know from the regulation from the first half that Amanek has done that, you know, 3 or 4 times in the first half. So they need to go back to that. And obviously a good clear from X7, which gives him a chance. And if you're ENCE, you have to go for this.
I agree, because otherwise it's going to be map point here for G2
and
at
money's
18.
not an issue with 16K.
Yeah, you're absolutely right. And they've slowed it down a lot. And I guess now X7, I guess just there's not enough time. Even if you have the money, it's, you know, kind of just seems pointless. 18 rounds for G2 and a single one away from taking the first map, which after the scare that they had in regulation, that would be the cause of a lot of celebration, you have to imagine. They were almost going to get swept on Dust2 for a while there.
There were a lot of, I mean, both the halves played out very similarly.
Yeah.
G2 winning both pistols and winning the first 2 rounds, and then ENCE going on massive runs in the middle of it, and then G2 just kind of finally, towards the end of the halves, finding ways to kind of switch on.
ENCE, when they were on the CT side in regulation, found a lot of great round openings by being super aggressive. So you have to imagine G2, maybe if they recall that, they might want to try and see if they can dodge it. This round begins with Sergey taking down Kenny, and that's all the way in T spawn. And oh no, Lucky also goes down. ENCE finding a big start here.
We didn't catch it, but it was a double peek from Sergey and Alu. Alu peeking close to double doors and Sergey peeking far back. So one of them was going to get that kill on towards Kenny. You have to imagine. And obviously the spam through the smoke nets them another one. And if ENCE let this slip away, if they lose the map on a round like this, they've got no one to blame but themselves. 5-on-3, no one's taken any damage. They've got plenty of utility. And you have 2 ops that you can just sit far back and post up. All they need to do is get 1 to 2 more. Amanek at this point, in the craziness of a set piece onto a bomb site, is just essentially a free kill, a stray bullet, stray nade.
That is dangerously close. I don't know if I'd be doing that if I'm X7, because Sergey's got an orb inside, so if you randomly go down through that smoke, then you're kind of leaving your orb here in a very odd position. Still, it might be fine. Here is now Kiyoshima and Amanek are both very low on health. 40 seconds left.
They're hoping for a mistake, but I think ENCE with this much of a lead in the round, just say, come to a bomb site. Like, there's no reason for us to fight away from the bomb sites. No reason for us to make that kind of overextension and overextended mistake. Great shot from Alu, great flick down. The follow-up through the corner of the box. And yeah, all easy to finish off from here. Amanek gonna fall at the end, and it's 18-17, a chance for double overtime.
Yeah, very real chance. Sergey back with the dualies. Didn't even get to use them last time, but I guess it's just a little bit of a celebration. Spending that money towards the end. Why not?
Well, Sergey's been picking up the dualies.
Look at that. Five orbs.
I like this. Take the shot.
Oh, we've seen this before, haven't we? And none of them connect. It's so anticlimactic, isn't it?
It really is. No one went for the auto sniper either. It was against the French that Fnatic did that, right? At the major?
Wasn't it Apex that peeked into it?
Yeah, I think so. That was a good time. I think they've taken that graffiti away.
Is it gone?
They've removed it. They've said we've had way too many cool graffitis since then that this must disappear.
Kyo getting tagged up early in the round. ENCE fighting to get double overtime. G2 fighting to win their map at 19-17. That would be the scoreline if they can. And that would be enough to do it. And what is the play now? They've started to clear out Catwalk. If they can push Alu even further back, then they deny a bit of map information for ENCE and set themselves up nicely to do a bunch of stuff in middle. It's been hard pushing Alu anywhere without losing players so far.
Oh, Lucky's feeling very lucky, considering that flashbang comes in. He was a bit worried that there would be a push behind it. Good shot from Jax. Alu, as good as he's been, he is the first death in this final round, and he must watch as his teammates fight back to force double overtime. Ooh, Lucky has a chance here as well. 5-on-3 now for G2 to close the map.
Nothing lucky about that, though. He set that up perfectly, and this is absolutely going to be over. X7, no chance to fight all 3 people. Sunny in a 1 versus 4 here. Amazing opening kills. Jax with the headshot, but Lucky creating that space for himself, that moment with the Molotov over the roof, and Sunny can't do anything.
I love that call as well from G2. They just attacked the point of the rotation in middle. If you're the two ENCE players coming from that B bomb site, you're crossing mid and you've got everyone from G2 there, and they close it out. I said it was going to be a big boy comeback. That's exactly what G2 has. A spectacular victory when they were down